At a time when the nation is welcoming Dasai, Tihar and Chhat festivals, there has been news of an avalanche on Mount Manaslu, which has claimed the life of one person and injured 11 others. Good morning, I'm Abheudaya Shrestha, and these are the headlines of the hour. 1 dead and 11 others injured in an avalanche on Mount Manaslu, 6 seriously injured, rescue efforts hampered due to adverse weather conditions. High-ranking state officials, including the President, Prime Minister, Chief Justice, Speaker and Chairperson of the National Assembly, alleged of abusing authority and violating constitutional provisions. The Kremlin admits mistakes were made in its drive to mobilize Russian army reservists to fight in Ukraine amid growing public opposition. And Italy blanks hosts Hungary 2-0 to book a place in the semi-finals of the UEFA Nations League. Germany and England settle for a 3-all draw. One person is dead and 11 others injured in an avalanche on Mount Manaslu, while 6 are reported to be in critical condition. Rescue efforts have been hampered due to adverse weather conditions. The person who died in the avalanche between the 3rd and 4th camp of Mount Manaslu has been identified by the police as Anup Rai of Saturi Expedition Private Limited. According to the locals, rescue efforts have been ongoing since early this morning as soon as there was improvement in the weather condition, with a Simrik Air helicopter flying towards Camp 3. Deputy Chief District Officer of Gorkha, Chitrangta Baral, informed that rescue efforts were delayed as 3 helicopters that were deployed for rescue yesterday had to return due to adverse weather conditions. Among the seriously injured, Jeet Bahadur Sherpa and Suku Bahadur Tamang have been rescued and taken to Kathmandu for treatment. 9 of the injured are at Camp 3. Meanwhile, Hilary Nelson, one of the world's most prolific ski mountaineers, has been missing after skiing on Mount Manaslu. According to Managing Director of Kathmandu's Shangri-La Nepal Treks, Jivan Ghimire, Nelson's partner James Morrison, who was skiing with her, has been trapped at Manaslu Base Camp. 49-year-old Hilary was the first female to link 2 8,000-meter peaks, Everest and Lhotse, in one 24-hour push in May 2012. In 2018, she returned to Lhotse, the 4th highest mountain in the world at 8,516 meters, to ski from the summit, one of the most prized unskied lines in the world. In 2018, she was named captain of the North Face athlete team. At a time when the entire nation is preparing for the provincial and parliamentary elections, high-ranking state officials are busy abusing authority and violating constitutional provisions. The President, Prime Minister, Chief Justice, Speaker and Chairperson of the National Assembly have been among controversies lately. National Assembly Chairperson Ganesh Timilsena corresponded with the Parliament General Secretary not to grant legitimacy to the meeting chaired by Speaker of the House of Representatives Agni Sapkota on 21st of October last year. Analysts have termed the move of the National Assembly Chair as a political move of CPN-UML. While President Bidya Devi Bhandari did not fulfill her constitutional responsibility of certifying the citizenship bill, questions about the terms of the Speaker and Deputy Speaker have reached the court. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deuba has been alleged of failing to share the decisions of the Council of Ministers to the President, while the leadership of the judiciary is currently facing an impeachment motion. As a consequence of the greed for power and abuse of authority, the President, executive head of and leadership of the judiciary and legislative have been drawn into controversies. Such a situation only weakens democracy and democratic achievements. In this context, in our Public Voice segment, we had asked people in several provinces what they think about the power clash between high-ranking state officials. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
आफ्नो स्वार्थको लागि नै यो राजनीतिक टकराव भयो।
विधिको शासनको चाहिँ एकदमै उल्लङ्घन।
नेताहरूले आफ्नो व्यक्तिगत स्वार्थ, पार्टीको स्वार्थ भन्दा अर्को स्वार्थ उनीहरूले हेरेनन्।
नेताहरूको पार्टीहरूको आफ्नो अस्तित्व बचाउको लागि
त्यसले चाहिँ जनतामा उहाँहरूको लेभल चाहिँ निर्धारण गरेको छ।
Bada Dasai, the biggest and the longest festival celebrated mostly by Hindus, began yesterday with Ghatastapana. The festival is celebrated for 15 days with much fanfare and fervor. Following the beginning of Dasai, Nepal police has implemented special security plan as cases of theft increase, with many people leaving Kathmandu to travel to their villages during the festival. A total of 3,500 police personnel are to be deployed inside the Kathmandu Valley for security during the Dasai Festival. Police have urged the public not to wear expensive jewelry and avoid crowded areas during festivals. It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Here's the question. Why has the government delayed the supply of food grains to rural districts? Your options are A, indifferent to public plight, B, commission game, and C, complicated procedures. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us.
Sports News.
Kiran Chemjong is to lead Nepal in the capacity of the captain in Nepal's international friendly against Bangladesh, slated for today. The Nepal custodian is returning to the national team after he was left out from the squad by former coach Abdullah Al-Muteri because of his dispute with the players. With Chemjong, 10 other players are also returning to the national team. A total of 11 senior players had lost the Asia Cup qualifiers because of the dispute with former coach Al-Muteri. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.